Alright, so I'm going to record this video to show you how to manipulate your data so that it makes sense. So the first thing you're going to want to do is make a copy of the data. Copy of Lynch's period 1 data, great. So here's my copy. Now I can mess with all of this without worrying about altering the data for someone else. So the next thing you're going to want to do is pick 3 of the 5 questions we asked people in order to narrow down your results. So we could pick between age, sex, exercise in days per week, smoking in times per week, drinking in times per week. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight everything from this header row. And then I'm going to highlight the rest of my information. So drag. Several hundred data points. Great. Okay, we'll stop here for right now. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to click Data, Sort Range, and I'm going to pick my ranges. First, you have to make sure that you say the data has a header row, because then our actual categories that we care about pop up. I'm going to sort between age, and I'm going to add another sort column, and sort between sex, because that happens to come up, and then sort between exercise and days per week, because that happens to come up, and then I'm going to click Sort. Now it reorganizes all of my data. You'll see the ages, 16-year-old males, 16-year-old females. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick 15-year-olds. I'm going to pick how many 15-year-old females, scroll to the top, how many 15-year-old females exercise under 5 hours a week. And all of these data points emerge. Highlight those. And actually what we really care about is this data, so I'll highlight it along with it. Along with that. So 15-year-old females that exercise under 5 hours a week. And then 15-year-old females that exercise more than 5 hours a week, which goes all the way until right here. I'll make those green. So now I'm going to create a box and whisker plot for the systolics of 15-year-old females who exercise 5 hours a week or more. And I'm going to use all of these data points and make a box and whisker plot for systolics. And on top of that box and whisker, I'm going to make a box and whisker plot for all of the 15-year-old females that exercise under 5 hours a week, which is this amount. Okay, so you'll put those in numerical order. You'll find the mean, first quartile, third quartile, and the 2 ends to make up your range. And you'll stack this box and whisker right on top of this box and whisker and talk about the differences in the shape of your box and whisker in comments below and reflect on why that makes sense given the exercise in hours per week. Then you'll do the same thing for diastolics. You'll take all of your diastolics for your 15-year-old females who exercise 4 hours a week or less, and you'll make a box and whisker plot. And you'll take all your 15-year-old females who exercise 5 hours a week or more, and you'll make a box and whisker plot, and you will talk about why those shapes are different. Then you could pick something new like a double bar graph, which I'll show you in class. And you could make a bar graph of your heart rates and a bar graph of these heart rates sandwiched right next to each other, and talk about why the difference in heart rates might make sense given the fact that this grouping does not exercise, and this grouping does exercise more than 1 hour a day is what that amounts to. All right, I'll give you examples of double bar graphs in class. Call me over if you have questions.